Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekend show. I'm Matt Lee, your host for this evening. Hope everyone's keeping fine out there. Well, we can see that the weather is changing, can't we? Because after the storms, we had some great football played again today, watching some great games, watching some great refereeing, and all I could see was loads of REFspect. That was up until the time I left, which was around about 12:30, something like that. So they has 1.5 hours, but I've been there since 8 o'clock in the morning. Watched plenty of football, and the sunshine came out as well. It was lovely in the sun, and we do know what's going to happen when the sunshine comes out through the day. It starts getting colder, and then you look up at the sky, and then you can feel the icy weather coming in, can't you? You know itself, it's bright, the stars are there, and the air is just freezing, and everyone's starting to put the heating on. Or will they? Let's just hope that you do, because of the energy rises. You know, you've got to keep the cost down, and people are just wearing more and more coats, and that's what you worry about, isn't it? People alone thinking, I'm not putting the heating on, I'm just going to wrap up warm, and hopefully I can save a few bob. Fingers crossed. The weather stays mild most of the winter, and then we have a lovely summer, so you're not spending out on energy. But I can tell you that now, if that happened and no one did spend out on energy, then the rises would go extreme once again. They'd just catch up with you and they'd just put you out of pocket. Anyway, that's my honest opinion, and that's the way they work, unfortunately. Anyway, well done to everyone who participated in grassroots football today. We know the storms came and the rain came, and it was waterlogging all the grass pitches all over Merseyside, and I should imagine that will be the fact all over the country, that grass games were off. But please don't get rid of grass, and I don't think anyone who plays on the grass pitches would want you to either. We've got to have grass, because at the end of the day, that's what the Premier League play on. But in years to come, will that be taken away from us as well? I hope not, because some lovely football is played on there, isn't it? Anyway, just to recap on our game on Saturday with our DXTL Lions under 7s. It wasn't to be. Excuse me, the lads didn't turn up. We won convincingly last week, but this week, I don't know what happens. It was like, well, the kids have hardly played football, we know that, but it was like every one of them could not control the ball. It just didn't make sense to me what was happening on it. You know, when you're watching the kids and you're trying to encourage them and you're trying to give them advice, and that wasn't even working. That was not working whatsoever. And to cap it all, the trophy was broken as well. One of our players smashed the man of the match trophy. Now what we have in man of the match is make sure that every kid gets to go every single week, and that is the way to be. Otherwise they start getting despondent, they start, why aren't I getting it, aren't I good enough? You know, you have to give credit to the kids, you know, just for turning up, and give them a nice thing. Kids get used to it. Yeah, even if they say, well, I've scored 5 goals, well, I don't believe in one player getting man of the match every single week. And we know there's teams out there who laugh about that, excuse me, and say, you know, every week he wins man of the match, and what can you do? He scored 50 odd goals, you know, you've got to give me. Oh, here, it's wrong, it's wrong. Everyone should get a chance of it, and that's exactly the same as equal play time as well. That's what the FA brought out, so why shouldn't you give the captain to every child in your team once a week? They all know, and then you'll mix it round again, you know, so they get confused, saying, well, you got it, I know what's happening, just to get confused. And you know, it gives every kid an incentive to turn up, because they might think, wow, I could win it this week. And that's what we do. That's what we do. What do you do? Man of the match. And we also, when the trophies come at the end of the year, you know, you'll have leading goal scorer. I don't agree with that, because if the kids play at the back, and we can say now grassroots football is all round, every team, every player becomes an attacker, but you've always got one outstanding player who ends up being up front and taking everyone on and banging in the goals, as they say. And you have teams and clubs who say, yeah, leading goal scorer. Well, we don't have that. I've never had that. I did start eventually once And I realised and I said to myself, well, isn't that unfair on a goalkeeper? Isn't that unfair on a defender? Midfielder, sometimes they hold back and they don't push up. And that's kids themselves, they do that. So I take leading goal scorer out and obviously give the kids a chance as players player. Give them a chance to vote, and parents player as well. Give them a chance to vote on a player, and outstanding performer or outstanding team player. That's what it should be. And who votes on that? Give the manager a vote, because sometimes even the parents will go, if the manager votes for one player, oh yeah, I knew that player would be your favourite. Try and take it all away from the manager, because the manager gets the blame for everything anyway. And it's, you know, it's getting tiring for me at the end of the day. I'm looking, I'm listening, I'm watching, and I take it all in. And even today, once again, I was noticing a lot of spaces there in the car park. There's not as many bodies coming to watch grassroots football. Why is this? I'd love to know. It used to be absolutely heaving, and we know the grass pitches were all cancelled on Merseyside. Now these are 3G pitches. You'd think a lot more would go out, and we know we had yesterday's derby. We'll come into that in a sec. But I don't know what it is. More and more people are staying away from grassroots football. Maybe, just maybe, people are now starting to think I had enough. And myself, I'm looking into, you know, you could say, oh, there's no pressure running the kids team, but it is. There really, really is. The amount of time that you put into it, your voluntary time, your work effort, your training effort, you're never home. And great, you know, I love it for the kids. I love to see the kids develop, and they are developing, and they get to know you and they're made up. But what's going on with the admin? What's going on with the costs of grassroots football? You know what I'm trying to do? More play, less pay. And you've got to join up for that, mal@don'texttheline.com. Get on my side, because do you think, as a coach, as a manager, there's far too much to do now with running a kids' football team? Or even if you think it's a doddle, well, I guarantee you there's plenty of secretaries out there talking to me and telling me that they're starting to have enough now, registering all these teams on the whole game system. You're not making it easier. No governing body's making it easier for the volunteers, as we say, doing all this work. And it really is annoying me with all this administration. It used to be many years ago with the card, your team name, there you go, fill your team in, get your team played, and at the end of it, there's your results. Thanks very much for marking for the referee. Away we go. You pay your referee's fees either before or after. Well, 9 times out of 10 it's before. And you were off, you were gone, and you waited and you sorted it all out yourself. You didn't have to bother. And the league itself organised everything else, then your fixtures and what have you. Now, if you're saying, oh yeah, you want the league to do everything, that's what leagues are for. The manager does everything for the team and then puts the team in the league, but there's a lot to do. You know, that league can do, you can say they're working 7 days a week to get games on, but I think everything's changing around grassroots football now. And I did notice, and I forgot to ask on the Saturday, did say, you know, team was folding this early in the season, and I think there's 1 or 2 more teams folding. What's the reason behind this? Please, if you know, mal@don'texttheline.com, or is your team on the brink of folding? The pressure is on me, and I'm looking, and I will tell you now, I don't want to be involved in running the team. It's neither win, lose or draw. It doesn't bother me. It's just the pressure that you've got now, putting your team in. You've got no time basically for the kids, because you know you're coming home. And I even made a mistake on the old whole game system and put, you know, a score draw, and that's because I was sitting there watching the build up towards the derby game, and I was on the laptop and I was filling it in, and I just made a stupid mistake, because that's my time to watch the Premier League games. That's my time. I'm making it, but it's not because I'm doing admin on the league admin, the whole game system, and if I don't do that, I'm facing a fine, and if I get it wrong, you know, and that's what I've done. I got it wrong, and I did apologise to the league, but I'm not sitting there having my own time, whether it takes 1 minute, whether it takes 1 hour, 1 day. At the end of the day, that 1 minute is vital to me, because I can send 10 emails, which I need to do every day on my other work, and everything I do involves with the Don't Cross the Line CIC, Community Interest Company. That means I'm voluntary all about this, and I don't mind doing all the work this. I've built it, and it's lovely to get people in, kids in, into the studio and talk to them about what they're enjoying. And it's making time. I don't have to build around, start filling in why I'm doing this. You know, it's great. You can hear it, you can watch it, and that's what it's all about. And we're developing the kids as well, and we're developing the kids to come along to what we've got. We've got our podcasters, our Heart of Gold evening, which is on the 23rd of November. You can order your tickets now, not online. You can order your tickets from mal@don'ttexttheline.com. You can also go to Hotel Anfield, which is on Anfield Road. You can pick up your tickets there. And we've got Holly Ellison, who's one brilliant vocalist, female vocalist. We've also got Lauren Clark, exactly the same. And we've got our party DJ, which is Kev. The lads laugh at it saying DJ Kev. Well, that's what they go by anyway, isn't it? And it's really a night of entertainment, because we've also got our Heart of Gold awards. And what's that? That is for. I developed Heart of Gold. I wanted to do something, because hearing and watching and seeing and listening to other managers and people who are involved in grassroots football, and comments and nurses that I talk to, and all the hey that the feedback is, and everyone knows that more and more kids are suffering with mental health, and many are self-harming. We need to stop all this. And also we have disadvantaged children who maybe we've just been talking about teams folding, that we're not taking more notice to. We know there's a lot of clubs out there who try and put in a little bit extra to keep those parents and the kids playing in the game of football, for the kids to get them developing their skills, which is hats off to you. It's absolutely brilliant, but you can't keep doing that all the time. We just want to know how we can help, and what we're trying to do is this Heart of Gold initiative. And you've seen me do mountain climbs, national 3 peaks, Yorkshire 3 peaks, challenges, 3-day challenges, 12-hour challenges, skydives, marathon walks, and long walks, Hadrian's Wall as well. And we've done that, and we've competed, and we've got everywhere we wanted to do. And we've opened up a GoFundMe account as well. Heart of Gold, GoFundMe, DXTL. Have a look on that one, please, and donate if you can. Because we want to try and build up a big charity, and we want to try and make an awareness of what we're trying to do with the Heart of Gold, and also the mental health issues that we have, you know, all around. So we want to try and combat that and do something different. And we're building up this team, and we're doing activities, and we're doing challenges, and we're trying to make you aware of Heart of Gold. And this award night is on the 23rd. These are the people who have been involved, in something to take back, something to say, wow, what an achievement that I've got. And we've also got that John May, comedian John May, great friend of mine, who has offered and accepted to present the team with the awards, which is an honour for me and an honour for the lads and lasses that we've got who are going up for these awards. We're over the moon, we really are, and we want to make a big thing of it, and we want to give them the credit that they deserve as well, because they take time off work, they book time off to go there, spend 3 days out and about, and really putting the time and effort into what they're trying to achieve. And believe me, it's not easy. It really isn't easy. But yeah, we want to honour them, and we want to make sure that we build up for the next challenge and get more team members on board to help us out and do more challenges, to raise funding, to make you aware of what we're trying to do. Yes, and we want to do that around sport, grassroots football. We want to work closer with more managers, and also mental health organisation. And we'll be doing that. We'll be getting in touch with them all and building it all up. But this recognition, this awareness night is on Thursday the 23rd of November, and we're looking forward to it. We want to build up to it. We want people involved in it, and we're starting to get the right people involved and turning up as well. Thanks very much for Thomas Caton. Obviously he's brilliant at what he's been doing, and he's decided to support us and take one or two tables as well. So if you're a business and you'd like to take a table, it's £80. Please get in touch with myself, matt@don'ttexttheline.com. What a night of entertainment and what a night of support that you can help us with on the Heart of Gold initiatives. My voice was going there because I think I'm coming down with a little bit of a cold. And everyone I'm talking to has really got these colds and you can't escape it. You try and keep out the way, but unfortunately, when you're closest near to you, they start getting it, you know, time, it's a matter of time before you've got it, and that's what I feel, you know, because you feel that itch your nose and the sneeze coming on, you know you're coming down with it, and then you've got work again, you don't want to pass it on. It's unfortunate that you need, well you do, and it's rife, it goes everywhere. So if you've got it, hurry up, get well soon. I'm on your side, let's get rid of this. And the weather, it hasn't been really that cold, and you know why we're all getting it, where's it all coming from? It's not COVID, it's flu, a little bit of flu, or a very heavy cold, and that's what I'm expecting. So come Friday, you might hear me all blocked up, and I know there's loads of you out there now all wrapped up warm, knowing what I'm talking about, because you've got all of that dreaded cold. Anyway, it's not man flu, it's going around everywhere, so there you go. And I think the majority of women I've talked to were dying of it as well, so they passed it on to me, so there you go, it's not man flu. Anyway, thanks very much for tuning into it. It's great to have your company, and it's great to know that I got the forecast right on Friday evening with our young commentators. We were going through predicting the scoreline, and I actually said, yeah, I agreed with Ben, who said 2-0, but I said Salah will get the 2 goals. Didn't say a penalty, but also what I should have said is I think Ashley Young would get sent off, and I felt that on the day of the game. And what happened there? Imagine that in a little bet. Hey, 2-0, Salah, 2 goals, and Ashley Young sent off. What a treble that would have been. Anyone idea what the odds would have been on that one? I'd love to know. Anyway, I missed out, didn't do any bet whatsoever, but I got congratulated of our young commentators for getting the score right. There you go. So, I'm good at something anyway. So please, whenever you're out and about and you're playing your football, like I saw today, loads of REFspect, no sideline referees, let's keep it all nice and friendly on the sidelines. Let's support the kids. And this is why we don't cross the line, because supporting the kids prevents, well, supporting our referees prevents more touchline behaviour, poor touchline behaviour. We do it because irate adults can ruin a game by shouting and screaming and being aggressive or abusive towards our referee. And if they are, then it's the kids who suffer, because they're the kids who are watching, listening and thinking, is this the correct way to behave? Because bad memories, we all had them when we were all playing our football at young age. We didn't have the facilities that we've got, well I certainly didn't. But look at it in a big way. It absolutely, we need to support our referees, and we need to support the kids on the football pitch, because it's all about development, and both of them are trying to do that. The kids on the football pitch and also the referees, they want to go above and beyond and try and get the next level in their refereeing journey. So give them the benefit of the doubt, give them the best of luck, loads of respect on and off the field of play, and lots of REFspect, please. You know what REFspect is. Individually, support our referees, keep them within the game, because there is no ref and then there is no game. But also your managers and coaches are very, very, very important, and sometimes they get in a raw deal, or the majority of times. We need to look and honour them as well, because without them you wouldn't need any referees, you wouldn't need any leagues, and you wouldn't need any teams, because there'd be no one to run them. And a lot are getting scared away. Believe me, I'm hearing this is their last season. So an influx of many teams who are going to struggle unless you find someone to take over the reins and also help the kids. You don't want to see teams fold. I certainly don't, and that's why I'm looking for a good coach to take over the kids for us. We just got them together, and I want them with, obviously you have to have the DBS, the safeguarding. I know it's going to cost money, but the way it is in grassroots football, but I'm against all this money. So it's more play, less pay. Get involved with us, and thank you very much for tuning in to us over the weekend. You've been absolutely brilliant. And one more thing I have to say is, I got my score right, 2-0, Mo Salah, and Liverpool got an extra 3 points, but that's as far as it goes. But let me just mention one thing. Everywhere, all over social media, and the pundits, they're all looking for something to really draw the line on, because it happened to us. So people are looking, you know, Spurs, that was blatant what happened, and the 2 sendings off. And, you know, Ashley Young got sent off, and they're saying Kanate should have got sent off as well. Now, if there had been no sending off and no bookings within that game, and Kanate had done that foul, I don't even think he'd been booked. I really don't think he'd been booked. It would have just carried on, because there was no two-footed challenge. There was no going in there to really hurt. And I think those sorts of fouls, the referees just give the ball the foul and play on with it. That's my honest opinion. But everyone was screaming for another yellow card because it was on a yellow card. You know, it doesn't make sense. And if he hadn't had a yellow card, would they be screaming as much? Would they? If the referee didn't book him and it wasn't on a yellow already, then I think it had just been waved over. And you wouldn't have the pundits saying, oh look, you know, Alan Shearer, everyone, who are making something out of nothing. And that, just to make a big story and spread it and steer it, basically. But that's my honest opinion. The Evertonians will probably all think I'm wrong, the Pundits will probably think I'm right, and that's the way football goes at the moment. You're either in it to win it, or you're not, if you know what I mean. You've got to be in it to win it. That's what we say about the lottery. And in football, there's two sides, two sets of supporters who will always disagree. And that's the way it's going to be for a long while yet. Okay, thank you very much indeed for tuning in. We'll be back on Friday with young commentators, and I'll have a little word with them, because they're going to be doing this night as well. They're going to be commentating, well, when I say commentating, interviewing on the evening as well. Okay, so for myself, Mal Lee and all the team here at, at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line and REFspect programme, and also our Hearts of Gold and No Ref No Game. We'll see you on Friday evening. Tune in. Let's hope the weather stays warm all week, so we can all save our money on the heating. See you on Friday night. Good night, God bless.